Okay, making a video on the social contract. I'm reading The Social Contract by Jean-Jacques Rousseau because it's called The Social Contract. I've heard and read that the United States didn't cite Rousseau. They relied more on Locke, but there are similarities between Rousseau and what's going on now. So Book 1, Chapter 6, it says, "Let us take it that men have reached the point at which the obstacles to their survival in the state of nature overpower each individual's resources for maintaining himself in that state." Not really sure what he's getting at there, but what are these obstacles he's talking about? Anyhow, going on. So this primitive condition can't go on. The human race will perish unless it changes its manner of existence. So there you go. This social contract thing is, in Rousseau's words, meant to keep the human race from going extinct. Yet that notion persists. Like in the Kevorkian case, the judge was bitching at Kevorkian for disrespecting a society that flourishes, that exists and flourishes based on the legal system. This so-called social contract. Like Harris saying it's better to have a world where the lights are on as opposed to where the lights are off. That's a good analogy. The better analogy is meat grinder on or meat grinder off. And then we got this book here, Failed States by Chomsky, where he quotes Bertrand Russell and Albert Einstein. Well, let's read the first paragraph of Chapter 1. Half a century ago, in July 1955, Bertrand Russell and Albert Einstein issued an extraordinary appeal to the people of the world, asking them to set aside the strong feelings they have about many issues and to consider themselves only as members of a biological species which has had a remarkable history and whose disappearance none of us can desire. Alright? None of us can desire extinction because that would be bad. No. It wouldn't be bad to go extinct. Because if we went extinct, there would be no more human suffering, at least. But that'd be the only bad thing, is that, humans are the only species that can do something about this screwed up situation. We're the only ones that can end the suffering. So I got some notes here. I got lipstick on a crocodile. That's what society is. It's not lipstick on a pig. It's lipstick on a crocodile. We're thinking this is so great when all it is wasted suffering. Antinatalist perspective would say, hey, there's nothing great going on here. It's just being put into a dungeon and trying to get out of the dungeon. There's a price to flourishing. Just like the God the state is so grateful to, the state takes credit for the good things and gives itself a pass when things bad happen. Right? As a matter of fact, and Rousseau goes on to say something reasonable. Shoot. Do a search. Damn it. Okay. All justice comes from God, who is its sole source. Well, that's not the one I want. Oh, come on. All power comes from God, I admit, but so does all sickness. Are we then forbidden to send for the doctor? Oh, well done, Rousseau. That's the power of reason. Sure, let's assume there's a God. We can do that. where does that get us? It gets us nowhere. All power comes from God, and all sickness. Everything basically comes from God. This notion of God is a complete dead end. But then later on, at the end, he's talking about, after saying that, after admitting that bad things are from God, he wants to set up a civil religion, a civic religion, because we need it or something. I don't know. What is this civic religion he talks about? Okay. The dogmas of a civil religion ought to be few, simple, and exactly worded, with no explanation or commentary. Its positive dogmas are: 1. The existence of a mighty, intelligent, and beneficent divinity possessed of foresight and providence. He just said all sickness comes from God, and now it's a beneficent God? Well, I mean, what the hell? Providence, the guardianship and control exercised by a deity. Like I say, it's all either this creator had a plan and it's going according to plan, or it's not. Of course, if it's not going according to plan, then he's a fuck up. Either way, it's all his fault. So it's just bizarre. And yeah, I mean, that persists. 9 out of 10 states, probably 10 out of 10, but 9 out of 10 have it in their preamble that they're grateful to an almighty God of some sort. They have different names, but a lot of times it's almighty God, sometimes it's just God. One of them has the great legislator in the sky. I think that was Massachusetts. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So, oh yeah, then kind of going back, Chomsky has said that nuclear war is bad because it could lead to extinction, which is not in and of itself bad, except for the fact that we're the ones that can do something about the suffering. It's bad. Nuclear war would be bad because humans might survive. Okay, surviving nuclear war would be bad. So yeah, the double standard we have with this God notion. But I mean, Rousseau pointed out you can't have a double standard, yet goes back to having a double standard. You can't have it both ways. Okay. Oh, it's kind of a side topic. I listen to the Catholic radio on occasion just because I can't help myself, I guess. But they were talking about a doctor who works in a burn ward, and there, kids in there burn so bad their limbs are distorted, right? It just makes you sick. But this dude on the Catholic radio was saying that God basically burns kids severely to test our compassion. Now, isn't that just wonderful? Going back to Rousseau, one of we got these dogmas of civil religion. One of them is the punishment of the wicked. Well, the divine is the worst wicked of all. Yeah, he's the one that said, yeah, burn the kids. For whatever reason. To test our compassion is just silly, but yeah. Foresight, okay, has foresight in providence. He had the foresight that children would be burned severely, and he said, yeah, that's a good idea. Let's do that. I mean, give me a break. Then one more kind of a side thing, but related, is I was watching True Detective, that series. I think it's on HBO. season 1. I guess they're working on season 2 or something, or it's going to be this year. But one of the characters starts off as basically an antinatalist, pretty much an atheist, realist, whatever, a pessimist. And at the end of the season, he makes an optimistic statement. Like he says that the light is winning because it used to be only dark, which is ridiculous. You can't say at one time it was only dark. I don't think astrophysics can say that. But even so, all the lights are dying. So, I mean, he started off so. I mean, well, I'll have to see what they do in season 2. If he turns into a family man and procreates, I would like to go torture the writer. Say, you better change your ways. I'm just kidding. Whatever. Anyhow, so this is the first on the social contract. Probably won't be a last. If anybody, I mean, supposedly the United States was more looking at Locke as far as the social contract thing goes. But if anybody thinks I should just stop looking at Rousseau and look at Locke, or look at somebody else's writings, I'm having trouble getting from the social contract to government has the right to take from everybody. I mean, the social contract should be pretty simple. I won't take from you, and you don't take from me. I mean, if we were all rational, then taxation wouldn't be necessary. That's my view. So, there you go. Take care.